here's one of the things I did on one of those family vacations. Keanu Reeves was just off of Dracula. He also wanted to learn Kung Fu, and I was doing Kung Fu on the rocks.
Wow.
So a few years later, I go to see Matrix, and I'm going, my God, this guy can really fight. And he didn't know how to fight at all, so I taught him his first kata.
Yeah, wow, that's
cool.
crazy.
And then he really learned how to do it. But
I don't know. You might
So
have
you
been the
were
reason.
behind this? That was you? You were bullet time?
Because I was the slow, one of the slow forms. Like
Tai Chi.
Yeah,
Tai Chi,
wow.
Shen Yun.
You know, so I was teaching him that stuff. I got to learn the kata. I want to learn the form.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to Overshadowed, the only podcast about the siblings and spouses of the famous. I usually say change the world, but that's a bit much for an actor, you know. This week, we are, it's an honor to be in the iHeartRadio studios with Nick Cage's older brother, Francis Ford Coppola's nephew, iHeartRadio's own Marc Coppola.
Woo.
How you doing?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us into the building.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to get you in.
Well, we couldn't find it. And
After hours.
Yeah,
Charles
that
was
guy
at a
up
Sweet
front.
Green.
Yeah, well, the guy up front does a good job of blocking you. He's nice, but he's definitely he's a strong arm. That guy. He wouldn't let me in.
I can explain a little bit of that because I think it has something to do with something we're going to talk about here. But
Oh, okay. You could tell it's a vocation for him.
yeah,
Security.
He's very
Yeah.
He was born to do
He is
this.
good.
he's
Yeah.
moving up the management.
More
you know.
clearance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
So yeah, you guys did a podcast, but I think wasn't it during like lockdown and lockdown? like,
Probably.
we started the podcast like a lot of people during COVID, where we're like, I don't know what to do. I've already baked 6 loaves of bread. Let's start a podcast.
Right.
So that was episode 7. The audio's bad. I don't even think there is video.
Yeah.
You know, we're drunk,
Yes.
we're high. It's a totally different show now.
Yeah.
Well, you got video now and stuff, but
Yeah.
when I contacted you was because, you know, I'm familiar with this kind of treatment only to the nth degree from
Yeah.
Howard Stern. I used to follow him. So it was like, you know, hey, what are you doing today, Mark? Your brother's making 3 movies, you're renting 3 movies. And this is how every day went.
That's not bad.
He would call you every day.
Well, I was there. I was in the studio.
Yeah.
We would change over.
Yeah.
And then
By treatment, you mean abuse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But, you know, but all in good fun. But then when he stopped, then Robin would come after me. She'd push it, and you know, it was like just
Classic Robin.
Yeah, she just pushes it to the
Always getting under your
even
skin.
further. But he was always a friend of mine. He was always supportive of me and stuff like that. When he was starting to get into movies, I said, "Can you put me in one of your movies?" He goes, no, you got to get that from your family, Mark. You can't get that.
my
Wait,
God.
put you in a movie? So
It's
this
funny. You and him are in the orgy scene of what's the movie that he was in? What's his?
What, Stern?
Private Parts.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
But
Saving
he
Private
was
Parts.
always funny with it. In fact, there's a whole episode we have where I got my lip bit off by an iguana. And he called me Marc Coppola, and the Chiron would say, bitter man. I go, I'm not the only one, So what was funny is that, I think this gets us to the Wikipedia thing. What is bizarre...
Yeah, well, let's just fill everybody in on what's happened. And you reached out to us initially to be like, hey, guys, you got some stuff wrong. You're stupid. Let's do this right. And then we went back and forth a little, and then nothing. And then like a few weeks ago, you're like... Wikipedia, someone has been waging a campaign to erase you from the internet, and they're actually doing quite a good job.
Yeah, we tried to look
The most
back.
information I could find about you online was our original podcast, which
Pretty
is
much.
not good.
No.
So I don't know if you have any theories of who this could be.
By the way, we're gonna delete that episode.
Yeah,
There's
we
gonna
have
be
to delete
nothing
the
left of you.
episode. Someone's offered us
Go ahead.
10 grand
No, I'm
to delete
sure
episode 7.
Going to do that,
Yeah, someone's gonna contact. I bet after this, we walk out and just get shot with poison darts.
Yeah, we might.
We wake up in a room. They're like, delete the episode now.
Okay, first of all, it started in January where somebody waged some kind of a war, and they started with the family tree and started taking off anybody that what they didn't consider notable enough or that wasn't acting and making money off there. So everybody on the family tree now it still says Marc Coppola, but there's no page. They deleted that. And then it has spouse instead of my wife, who's also an actor. And then my kids also act, and they're deleted. And then other cousins that haven't made it far enough in movies were taken off, like Matthew Shire, Tally's firstborn, but he's a screenwriter. So,
And is Tally your wife?
What? Talia? No, Elizabeth's my wife.
Okay.
Elizabeth Coppola. Talia Shire's my aunt. And
Okay.
Francis' sister and my godmother.
Okay.
And this is
on
important
there.
to get out there because no one else can get this information anywhere else.
Yeah, right now we're repopulating your family tree. We're
Yeah.
growing it back.
This is kind of a post-apocalyptic repopulation
Yeah.
of the Coppola tree
It's very funny.
from the ashes.
And my wife's very upset. She goes, "They've done even more. Is it the family? Are they deleting me?" I said, "No, I don't think it's the family."
Oh, yeah. So, really quick, who noticed this first?
Yeah, who was Googling themselves?
And then it was like, wait a minute.
We Google periodically
Yeah.
to see if
You got to check on what
you know,
people are
and,
doing.
And there's another Marc Coppola. He sits
Yes.
on the parole board, keeps Mark David Chapman in jail. I know another Marc Coppola. I mean, all spelled with a C. And I got them coming along on this too, trying to figure out what's going on. What I think happened was
Council of the Marks.
my wife was working on, and I'm not going to get specific with names or anything, was working on a SAG-AFTRA TV show, and another girl there was very aggressive,
Oof.
and she started like stalking her, and then what happened was started like trying to say I sent you something, but you didn't return it, which she probably never sent, and all that, and then started bringing police to our building,
Oh, my.
things like that. So January it started in December. January, she probably has people that are working on this Wikipedia.
Wow.
Because they hide their names.
Yeah.
You can't get to them. In fact, there's somebody that was helping with the family tree got warned that if he continues to, what they call edit warning, to make the family tree whole again, they would delete him. So,
But okay, I'm a little ignorant on the Wikipedia thing. Say this is correct. This person inside who worked with your wife.
Yeah.
How do they then have access? They have to know somebody at Wikipedia.
No. That's why Wikipedia has always been like laughed at because anyone can edit it.
anybody can
You
edit
can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I actually think it might have been you.
Well,
I got this whole thing together so we could be here.
Well, the thing is, you hide yourself by putting an email address on it, so
Okay.
somebody can, with a proper law enforcement, can find out who it is. If you do it without covering yourself with an email, then they can find your computer on there.
Oh, your IP.
Yes, IP
Yeah,
address.
right.
Okay,
So-
nice.
So I don't know, but I mean, it's possible. But they're people that are. I mean, there's only like 2 or 3 of them that are doing this, and they're doing the family tree, and then they're trying to delete me. And my question is, I've also been deleted from radio. I mean, I've been in New York for 50 years almost, and I've been on PLJ everywhere, and all the other DJs are on there. I'm not. It even says on here, it says...
What's the website that you're looking at right now?
I'm looking at the Wikipedia website, Articles for Deletion, Marc Coppola, and it says Articles for Deletion, Radio, Marc Coppola. So
someone just has a vendetta against you and your
Yeah.
family. They
Yeah.
don't want you to exist online.
Yeah, for
And
some
is
reason.
Nick too big of a... You can't delete Nick because he's like too big of a thing.
Well, they deleted Nick's...
So they already tried.
No, they deleted his kids. And then somebody else, a doctor from Columbia University, managed to get his kids back on there. And then I wrote to her. I said, can you at least help me get my kids back on there? No response. And no response from the guy that put my original article on there. So this is just one thing going on. And it reminded me of you guys in Overshadowed. And then before that, there was an article that said some people, if they're in radio or stuff, and the stars in their family, but not for Marc Coppola, he's overshadowed because he's got this, and this.
So is Wikipedia like doing a Doge effort where they're like just trying to cut everyone that's not the biggest celebrity in the world? Or, you know what I mean?
That's what it feels like.
Like why remove the children?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're our future.
And they got SAG-AFTRA cards. I mean, they act.
Sure.
Wow.
Both my daughters are actors.
So
Yeah.
fantasy world here, hypothetical. Let's say we catch these people.
Yeah.
What do we do? What's the punishment? How do we
Yeah.
bring these people to justice?
I have no idea. But I do know this. If you poke the bear a little bit more, there'll be more of them coming out to delete more. So I think that we have to start over again and maybe at least do my radio career.
Yeah.
Sure.
Be there, forget
Yeah.
the family. Obviously, somebody
yes.
doesn't want me in the family.
Yeah.
And the joke is I'm the oldest of the 3rd generation. My dad was the oldest of the 2nd. So in theory, I'm the 2nd oldest male member of the family.
Yeah.
And in an Italian family, you would be the next patriarch. Well,
Right.
Francis
Yes.
is still with us, and he's a great patriarch. But, in the everybody gets
But in
older.
due time, you will be the heir
you'll be the
apparent.
guy.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, you can make apocalypse.
Yeah, not unless you're deleted.
So if they delete you enough,
You sure it's not Francis?
I don't think so. But I mean, if they delete you enough, then
Yeah, someone's coming for your throne. What the? Someone want? That'd be funny if at the reading of the will to bring up the Wikipedia page. You don't seem to be a member of the family.
Yeah.
Why are you here, sir? You escorted out?
Yeah. The security guy downstairs like, come with me.
Yeah, the same
Michael,
guy.
yeah.
It almost feels like that. There were episodes on Alfred Hitchcock and also Outer Limits and shows like that where one guy would step in as a double, then he'd take over the life, and the other one would go crazy and get locked up.
You might wake up one day and try to talk to your wife, and she can't even hear you because you don't exist anymore.
Yeah, the pictures of you are faded away.
Yeah, too many Sixth Sense.
Great science fiction stuff. But
unfortunately, it's your real life right now.
So, because you mentioned if you poke the bear, more of them are going to come, but there has to be a process you guys are in right now, because it sounds like you have to tread lightly.
Yeah.
But you still want to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I do.
So I don't know if and we can also edit
we don't
this.
have motive. What's the motive?
We do have motive.
Was to,
I think we have motive.
No, we have motive, but I can't 100% say that it's definitely that person, but it could be.
Yeah,
it's pretty quick after the working together, though.
1 month.
Pretty quick.
So if
this seems like something someone in that industry would do.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of a petty if this person's
a failed
jealous and stalking.
Failed actor committing Wikipedia assassinations.
Yeah, because what else could they?
Well, one of the things that happened was when
this is your Mark David Chapman.
Yeah. One of the things that happened was when the person showed up at my building and then brought cops to try to retrieve an item that we had never gotten.
Your home.
Yeah, my home.
They found out where you lived.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
wow.
Yeah. So she brought the cops there. Of course, we have our own, law enforcement here, and so I got my person to call the cops and say, this has been happening with this person, and I don't want to say any names because I don't want it to go any further than this, but so
shootout. You guys have a shootout at the
whatever.
At the house.
I mean, that just provoke again, But the thing is that they hauled her away.
Oh my God! Wow.
And then she claims that we were lying, but so that's it. But my wife was very good with that. She said, guys, I don't have time for this. She came out really strong on it. So that was that, and that's pretty much. Right now that's all over for now.
Yeah.
But I see the stuff disappearing.
Yeah,
so
we gotta.
They're still trying to get to me.
They gotta be. We gotta be.
Well, this will be your springboard back into whatever the opposite of anonymity is. Notoriety.
Right.
Yes.
Publicity.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I figure you guys could help some way or another. I mean, just by being on this is one new thing. And,
And
this is a stepping stone to many people's fame and fortune.
Yeah. We've launched
Anyone who's gone onto this podcast has become wildly successful.
Well, you guys are pretty funny though. I did listen. Your timing is great. I know you guys are comedians, but you talk to each other in a way where you really don't step on each other and cut each other off, which is hard to get to. I mean,
Yeah, I think it takes a good base of friendship before. I mean, you've been in radio so much. I mean, have you had experience with people where I don't know how radio really works. Are you contractually obligated to have a partner or something like that, even if you don't like them?
Well, there's two kinds of radio.
And you don't do talk.
Well, I'm a soloist, so I'm on the 3 stations, and I just do regular DJ work, rock here, adult contempt there, dance at the KTU. But then I do mornings for Jim when he's gone. And then we have the partners. Morning radio, you're talking to each other and the audience is listening in. Then you put phone calls on the air. Soloists are talking directly to you. So we have to imagine somebody's there.
Tough. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to kind of.
Yeah.
We tried on the original episode to do the 8 seconds, like, all right, Breaking Benjamin, and then segue into Nickelback.
Pretty good, though. I heard you.
We tried. I mean. Do you ever just draw a blank when you're doing the interlude and you're just like, anyway?
Sometimes that happens.
Never made it as a
more when I
wild.
acted on stage, though. I'd go blank on the lines, and people say, but if you know where you are, what you're doing, it's okay. I said, no. You understand. Going blank, it feels like an eternity.
Yes.
You don't know where to go next. And somebody's got to help you out, and you look at the other actors, and they're all backing away. It's like,
oh, God, yeah.
So what I started doing with that, and we'll get to that later, but I started hiding scripts on stage. So.
That's smart.
Yeah, because what are you going to do? I mean, I was doing no exit. I'm on the stage the whole time.
Wow.
But so that's that story. I'm sure my wife will be upset that I told it, but what are you going to do?
Hey, we can.
You can run it by her, and we can always edit.
Yeah, we can edit in post too. So whatever.
But you didn't say any names. I mean, it's pretty contained. And it did happen to you. So
you
have a right to.
Not only that, we did a lot of research on the person and found out that they did this to other people.
Dude, what? I mean,
and we knew exactly what they were going to do. They were going to try to suck us into a lawsuit and then keep it tied up in the courts, with an order of protection. I didn't do it because I knew what was coming.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we let that go.
Well, we can move on to getting you back in the limelight and in the books. Do you want to start with your time on Apocalypse Now? Because people have seen you.
Yeah.
They may not know they've seen you, but they've seen you. You were the ATC, right? In Apocalypse Now?
I did the voice of the DJ, but
Yeah.
also when the helicopters come in, you see my back firing the thing at the jugs and they blow up, and then you see me pouring the water on the guy's head and he loses his leg and they put him in the helicopter blows up. I'm in that scene.
Okay. Did they see your face in it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. There you go.
They see my face in that, and I was there 9 months.
Yeah,
Wow,
I was going to ask. So that's crazy to be there for 9. I mean, you were in it, but you weren't, in it for like a long period of the movie, right?
No, but I was involved with the documentary Hearts of Darkness. I did the sound on that with my aunt, who rest her soul, but she did that.
Because she, at the same time as Francis was making the movie, made a documentary about the making of the movie. Yeah.
And it's pretty good. So there's that, and then I also did casting, and I have some stories on that for you.
Tell us about, 9 months is crazy. Tell us about like how it was to be on the set of like one of the craziest movies ever to film. And was it based in were you filming in Vietnam?
Philippines.
Philippines. Okay,
nice.
Philippines.
They had different areas there that were just like Vietnam. We had Vietnam refugees that were half Filipino, so they couldn't go back to the States or anything, so they stayed in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And we got to use them, get them some money.
Nice.
Things
That's
like
great.
that.
Because you just hear crazy stories about that movie, and like people were just losing it, and
Yeah, I mean, we were trying. I mean, part of that's method acting, where you're trying to like get in the character, and I mean, they had us go through basic training. I did 2 weeks of like jumping out of helicopters and firing real M16s with real bullets.
Yeah.
And
you're Tom Cruise.
yeah, basically same thing. Same thing as that stuff. And I worked with Harrison Ford back then. It was a small role he had, but I got to know him and Martin Sheen. Harvey Keitel was the original Willard. I worked with him a little bit too, but then I think originally they wanted Martin Sheen to do that part, and he was tied up, so they went, and got him back.
Yeah.
And Keitel left, but Keitel wasn't bad either in that. And then Marlon Brando, I spent a little time with, and still trying to get the picture of me and him sitting on a log and me giving him a shrunken head of Kurtz. Somebody took the picture and they wouldn't release it. I go, come on.
Yeah, what? Someone on the crew?
It was Mary Ellen Mark. She's no longer with us. She was the photographer. She goes, I can't release that to you. I go, why not?
Why? Yeah,
The
that's
Brando
you.
family. I said, I don't know about the Brando family. And what I did was I had people that were working for her, and I said, go through every picture of Kurtz. See if you can get that one. And they couldn't find it. I go, oh, come on.
She was sleeping with it at night. She was clutching it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that maybe she never took the shot.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the lens cap was on. She didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Brando, I mean, every actor's got to have a picture of them. And Brando, I have one in existence, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
So I'm in the company shot. He's in there.
Well, as soon as we find it, that's going right on your Wikipedia.
Yeah, we may have to AI it really quick. I mean, it
we
happens.
probably could recreate it.
Yeah, we could recreate.
They're erasing my past. They're erasing. I mean,
everything.
it's kind of funny actually.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah. It's very.
Apocalypse was great. I was like 17, 18, about to turn 19. Larry Fishburne was 14. We roomed together. His mom would make us food, and she'd let us eat before anybody else. His dad was there as well. His favorite song was Bohemian Rhapsody. So like every day he'd walk around with the big boombox and say, "Hey, Mark, you want to do the jam?" And we start singing Bohemian Rhapsody. He was into that. One of the first people I knew that really loved that song.
That's got to be fun
it's a
for
long
the first
song too.
For the first 5 months.
Yeah.
And then maybe the last 4. You're like, I'm going crazy in this jungle.
Yeah.
We started buying our own. Everybody bought their own cassette decks and stuff, and we'd buy our own tapes, or we'd go over to Hong Kong to pick up some stuff, so we'd listen to our own music like that. But that was the era. It was 76 up to 77, like that. When they came back during the storms, I stayed there. They didn't bring me back.
They had to break production.
They broke production because all the sets were destroyed, and they went back for 1 or 2 months. And I just stayed there tooling around the Philippines. They gave me a per diem.
That's great. That's amazing.
Was it historical notable storms that people would? What year was it?
It was 76, and if you look at what I noticed is that all the frogs in the backyard had come out, and they were in a circle, and they were chirping away.
Sign.
And the next
Before the storm?
Yeah, and something's coming.
Yeah.
And then
When the frogs circle up.
The
frogs circle up.
the flood's up to here in the apartment. You're swimming. I mean, it was something else.
When the frogs make an oath that they're like, hey, whatever happens, we stick together.
Yeah.
You know something bad's coming.
So, yeah, that was what that
You were the only one that stayed?
How I got the job was I was working in radio in Wheeling, West Virginia, and they took me off the air. And I said, Dad, you got to get me out of here. And my dad told my uncle, he goes, well, they got this thing you can do where you can go be a core extra, and learn how to do all the basic training. They'll pay your way over there, and you pay them back out of the first bit of money, and we'll guarantee you this much money. So
Nice.
Cool.
I left Wheeling, I said, bye. And I went over there.
What a transition to go from Wheeling to the Philippines.
And I was making $100 a week in Wheeling back then, right? I was making $150 a week without taxes getting taken out of it because it was living allowance.
Wow.
So it was like all of a sudden I was rich.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like that.
Yeah.
And then when I was there, they kept me on the 150, and when the production came back, they added another 150 for salary. So, that's what we paid the tax.
And was it much cheaper, I would imagine, the dollar?
Yeah, it was 7-1 on the peso, but
Wow.
things were reasonably priced there too. So
what did you do on that during the time alone? Did you just hunker down in a shack with the frogs?
I grew up. I mean, I
became a man.
One of the funniest things that
My
happened.
balls dropped that weekend.
Me and the frogs, we grew.
Tadpoles
There was
originally.
a guy that said he was John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin. And it turns out it wasn't him, because the real John Paul Jones, one of the interviews I have online is with John Paul Jones talking about, I understand you met my imposter.
Oh, wow.
I was with this guy over there for a while, going on TV and stuff, and I told the whole story of the imposter. He had everybody believing it, So John Paul Jones was eager to know it because he goes, I can't get into a hospital without showing all my ID. This guy could do everything.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that was one of the stories. And there were a lot of the other extras that went over there all stayed, so we became very friendly.
Nice.
And, we do different things in the Philippines.
You ever go back? Do you have like a kind of annual trip?
No.
Yeah.
I would like to. I don't think my wife will let me, because I did have a couple of girlfriends there. One of them was the one that played Brando's wife at the end.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dated her.
Yeah, you have to. You're there
Cool.
for 9 months. You
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
be just having a blast.
I got in trouble also with a local girl from one of the provinces, and a shotgun wedding was in order. So that happened.
Are you
too.
sure one of these ladies doesn't have access to Wikipedia? And maybe
Well,
they,
what I did was I said, hi, I just want to write to you because I left, without really saying goodbye. And she goes, I know, I had these slippers for you to give me. I said, I'm sorry. I just really want to say that I've grown up a little bit now, and I really am sorry that, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, she was cool.
Yeah, she was cool about it.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but
Okay.
I was nervous. I mean, it's not,
Oh, yeah, you got to be. Yeah.
yeah. But, because in the province towns, it was a shotgun wedding.
Yeah. So you met the fan, like the real
Oh,
Philly.
yeah. So
Wow. And you were 19?
I was 18, and then I turned 19 there,
How close did you get to the ceremony of the wedding before you're like, I got to head out?
Well, I just went back to Manila, and they didn't, come after me, because you have to go over this little big hill and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't want to ditch her. I mean, it was,
Hey, that's-
I was
yeah.
pretty respectable in
Yeah.
the relationship.
Yeah,
There wasn't
for sure.
a lot of sexual things going on.
Yeah.
I didn't have to.
Well,
answer
still, you
for that.
can't get married in the Philippines. You got to go home.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Gigi was, if you can read some articles, unless they deleted those,
Yeah,
some
sure.
articles she talks about.
I'm sure they're on fire right now. Some guy in a field's just lighting them.
She was a good relationship for me as, one of my first loves. Of course, my wife is the only love ever.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, real love. Yes.
Well, we've been together 30 years, though. Me and
Oh,
her.
nice.
We've been married about 27, but we've been together 30 years. And that's a respectable thing for a disc jockey
Yeah.
in radio. We don't make it that far,
Oh, yeah? You guys horn
Yeah,
dogs?
what do you guys-
Well, I mean,
slinging around town?
inevitably what happens is you meet somebody on the request line, or you go to a club night, and then something happens, and you get drunk and all that
Sounds
stuff.
like comedy.
It
Yeah, a
happens
lot of. Yeah.
Play Misty for Me, same thing. That movie Clint Eastwood did. It's very true.
Yeah.
And but so I didn't get married till I was almost 40.
I think that's what our it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now that's becoming more common. Or at least having kids closer to the late 30s. When I think about kids, I'm like 40.
Yeah.
Let me wait to
Right.
40 minimum. Yeah, I think that's I've been with my girlfriend for 8 and I'm 32, but the way we talk about things is like
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, later.
It's,
Well, I think we got together when I was like 35, 36, and then we got married closer to almost 40, and then had the kids soon after that.
nice. That's great. You know who
I
you
had
are.
a stepdaughter, too, that I raised as my own, so she's the older one.
Okay, cool.
Natasha, and then Kaylee was my firstborn. She's 21 now.
Okay.
She's an actress, too, and you know what she said? I said, you want to come by and be part of this podcast? She goes, overshadowed. How can you be overshadowed if you don't give a fuck? I said, that's a good point.
I saw some Nick there in that.
Yeah, well,
She's got a lot of energy. Yeah, she'd be a great actress.
Said. No, she's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
She was going to be in that Massive Talent movie as the daughter, but when COVID hit, they weren't hiring American actors, so only the big ones went over, and everybody else came out of, Holland and England. And also, it's Michael Sheen's kid with Kate Beckinsale got the part. She was like 21.
Wow.
You don't know what kind of deal they might have had with Lionsgate anyway. And she was 21. My daughter was 16. So you would I had to go over too and all that. So, but she did the audition. It was really good. I'll show it to you guys later. We probably won't put it on the podcast, but
are you guys' families like yours and Nick's and like, are you guys a close family? Do you get together? Because I saw in an email that you would go on to Stern after having a big family vacation, and all they wanted to talk about was Stern's herpes or whatever.
Well, let's talk about that. First of all, growing up, all the three families were very close together. My aunt, my uncle, and my dad. All the kids would get together. There were three in each family. We'd have Christmases and everything. We'd go up to the mountains. Francis had a cabin up there. All that was great. As you get older, things seem to get a little bit more distant. You're spread out a little bit more.
Sure.
But the thing about the overshadowed thing is, I think I told you that, yes, I go on to Howard Stern and they'd always talk about my family. Nobody wanted to talk about me. When I went to audition for something as a Coppola, they would say, "Oh, we saw your bro, we saw your uncle," and would take me out of character. And so then I would get overshadowed with that. And then the third thing was when I went on family vacation, all they wanted to talk about was Howard Stern, Stuttering John, and that whole gang.
Wow.
And nobody cared about what I was
Never
doing.
about you.
No, so I'm overshadowed doubly.
360.
Yeah, it's
most overshadowed.
Most overshadowed.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're doing crazy stuff just to get stories to tell that they never ask about. You're like, I killed a hooker.
You're like, I have a
bought
shotgun
illegal
wedding.
Fireworks. I married
They're like,
a girl.
Was Nick at the wedding?
It's like, what did he say as your best man? Was his speech good?
Yeah.
That's what they would do.
That sucks. That does suck.
Well, here's one of the things I did on one of those family vacations. Keanu Reeves was just off of Dracula. He might have been hanging out a bit with my cousin Sophia. We roomed together, me, him, and Tony Dingman, who was the tech advisor on Nicholas's Leaving Las Vegas.
Okay.
Because you teach him how to drink right in the proper amount. But we were all roommates, and so Keanu was working on going up to Canada to do Shakespeare. I forget which one it was. Might have been Hamlet. I don't know. And he also wanted to learn Kung Fu. And I was doing Kung Fu on the rocks.
Wow.
And so I taught him his first stuff, right? So a few years later, I go to see Matrix. And I'm going, my God, this guy can really fight. And he didn't know how to fight at all. So I taught him his first cut.
Yeah, wow, that's
cool.
crazy.
And then he really learned how to do it. But
I don't know. You might
So
have been
you
the
were
reason.
behind this? That was you? You were bullet time?
Because I was the slow, one of those slow forms. Like
Tai Chi.
almost
Tai Chi,
wow.
Shen Yun.
So I was teaching him that stuff. I gotta learn the kata. I want to learn the form. So
Yeah.
So that
Wow.
so that's one of my little things. And I got he's a very nice guy.
I've
He
heard
seems like a nice guy.
No, he's
All
one
you
of
hear
the-
about is that he's a nice
Well,
guy.
he's very giving to
I've heard, yeah.
Instead of doing anything that's really Hollywood, like if he sees a guy that may be homeless, he'd come out and buy him some coffee and just talk to him and listen to his life, and he'll give him time.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't do.
Yeah. Hey, we should get him in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's that generous. Let's get him on the mic.
I mean, no,
Get
he's
him on
to
the
talk
pod.
to us. We're all getting
He's got a
overshadowed.
couple of sisters, I think, that are very nice too. But they don't act. They do.
Yeah. My buddy, one time I was on the sub, my buddy, a comedian in New York, said that her, I don't know, another girl, but she was like, she's Keanu's assistant. And she was like, he pays her more than any job she's ever had in her life. She's super generous. All you hear about this guy is that it's just a match.
Yeah.
So it's nice to always
He's
hear
there
that.
for both his sisters,
Yeah, that's great.
But so that's the double overshadow thing. You got to ask me some other questions.
Well, with you and the family, because I remember in the original, we came upon like a prank that you used to pull on Nick, like putting a radio under his bed and pretending to be a ghost or something and freaking him out. A speaker.
It was wired. It wasn't wireless, but it was a speaker behind his pillow. And
how did he not feel the speaker?
I don't
Is he that heavy?
know. The next room.
He's no Princess in the Pea.
Nicholas, the money that Dee Dee, that's our grandmother's name, gave you, that you buried in the backyard. I want you to dig it up and just keep it all to work.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
He's like, you sound like Mark.
Yeah.
It's very funny, but I was experimenting with radio. I was getting into radio then,
Yeah,
too.
nice.
You know, so I was like trying
first
I would
audience.
wire the house. But what
A terrified younger brother.
I was the older brother, and I had my own room. When my next two brothers, Christopher and Nicholas, were born, they drilled through my room and put another door on and built them this beautiful,
Of course.
with bunk beds and everything, room like it was their own apartment. And they would have to come through my room as a hallway. So
Oh shit! That
I would have
sucks.
to go and put the speaker in and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I felt obligated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, what the hell?
I'd be with a girlfriend
justice.
there,
Yes.
in high school, and maybe come through in the room.
Yeah,
You know?
my brother would
Not
do.
looking.
Yeah, I shared a room with I'm the older brother. I shared a room with my brother at my mom's house my whole life. I would have a girl over and I'd be like, Chris would be in the bed just writing and playing a video game. I'd be like, hey, could you leave? And he'd be like, no. And I'd be like, you're the worst brother in the world.
Yeah.
This is gonna get pretty weird for you if you don't leave.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty strange.
You're about to learn some stuff.
Are you on
buddy.
live? Because people are about to hear a lot of stuff.
Did you do anything else as the older brother to pick on Nick and Chris? Like, what are some other?
I didn't really pick on him so much. I mean, Christopher would make movies and they'd do puppet shows, and Nicholas would act in all the movies. And I saw one movie that they did, and I saw Nicholas do some moves. And I said, he's going to be an actor, and he doesn't even know it yet. So I was the one that called.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, nice.
And I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see the distance that he would go. And
What would he do in the? Do you remember what he was doing that made you think that?
well, it's just his physicality and his movement. Like he was like, how can I describe it? It was almost like in The Exorcist when the girl walks upside down backwards.
Oh,
up
the crab
stairs.
walk and stuff. Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that, but the way he moved, and I said, "Boy, it's really natural. It's really good." So you could see that in him, and I think he originally wanted to be a marine biologist. He loved
I think
whales.
everyone did as a child. I think
Yeah.
everyone thought that was a cool job to do. I don't
Now
know.
My daughter is switching from acting to marine biology.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's studying, and
Yeah,
I
sure.
still think she's a brilliant actress.
Yeah.
She's a DJ too, but she doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's family stuff. I want to do my own.
There's
I know
something
you-
sexy about a marine biologist. I don't know. You just want to
Yeah, it is very popular.
be out on the water and
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think she wants to be. What she wants to do is she wants to redesign the submersibles, because before that one blew up, she was already talking about that. She goes, "They're so antiquated, they're messed up," and then that one blew up. She got reinterested in it, So I could maybe help redesign the new ones. So that's what she's working on. It's ocean engineering.
Oh, wow.
She's up.
That's crazy. I
Wow.
saw that submersible and I wasn't like, I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, well, I'm
yeah.
going to stay away from putting my
No.
name on those things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, but that's what she probably would have been working on, things like that.
Nice.
Dude,
So- sorry,
go ahead.
I was going to say, so she's living here, acting, but also looking into...
Well, yeah, she's up in Rhode Island at the school, but she's home right now for
Okay,
the summer.
nice.
So
Nice.
she's home. I mean, it would have been nice to have her here. She would have been kind of fun.
Yeah.
She'll
She's got
stop
real
by.
attitude.
Yeah, she'll come to the next one.
All right.
She'll, in a sub. We'll take it up the river.
Well, that's if I don't completely disappear
Yeah.
from, because
We'll have to come find you.
I mean, today it was worse than last week when I contacted
See,
you guys.
that's crazy that it progresses.
Yeah, it's like the rainforest. We're going to lose you by 2030.
Yeah.
You're going to just be
Probably
dust.
before that, man. I mean,
Yeah.
2027 maybe. I don't know.
So,
I don't think so, but
so what do
Advanced
we? But
podcasting.
also, at what point? And I'll let you. I know I don't want to keep coming back to this, but is there a plan in place to just repopulate, like you're saying, your DJ career?
We could do it also.
Because we could
request
also
it.
just write it and then
could do
you
it.
just copy and
Well, I mean, somebody can create the radio part of it, and we don't need to connect it to the family. The family can be connected at some point, but I think what they did was unfair, that they deleted me from the family, but also took away the radio career, which
Yeah, that's
I
your
worked a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that they're trying to hurt you. They're trying to get
Well,
you where it
that's
hurts.
why I thought it could have been the individual
Yeah.
that I was
Yes.
talking
Yeah,
about,
'cause
trying to
that's
hurt.
evil. They got a voodoo doll you at home.
They
and
might.
you're right in the radio.
They might. They might.
Yeah.
Well, I know you have your SAG, or had it. Your
Yeah, because this is union too. It's
okay,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
So did
Nice.
you ever want to be an actor growing up? And
Well, yeah. I mean, my mother's mother. First of all, I'll talk about my mother a little bit too, because she was actually a brilliant actress at UCLA. But I had a Screen Extras Guild card in LA. You could have those, and I was going around. I was modeling. I was doing this. I was doing that. I was auditioning, and my dad got a bug up his ass about that and didn't want me doing it. And so he wouldn't let me go out.
Why? Did he say why?
No. And the only thing that happened later, I was about 4 or 5 then. Then when I was 11, he gave me a part in a movie. I played the son of Siddhartha in a film that he was making at the university, probably because he was making it. It was okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
He didn't like the idea that a lot of people were going into that family business of my uncle, because he was the older brother. He probably felt a little overshadowed. You know, because he goes, I'm an educator.
Yeah, professor of literature, right?
Yeah, comparative literature, and we also, the film department is under English, and all anybody cares about is who makes the most money, and that's not what we're doing here. I'm a teacher; I don't make that much money, and so that was always a thing with him.
The film department's under the English. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did he ever use that? Just to let you know, you're under me, technically, Francis.
Yeah.
If you were at the university, you would report to me.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that was that, and. He'd done a lot of stuff too. He'd also created a way to the blind people. He was into the blind, trying to help them, and a way a blind person could go watch a movie and hear the action between the scenes, so they could enjoy a movie in the theater with everybody else.
Wow.
It was part of the creating that thing. We debuted that in France in the 80s.
Wow.
I saw that. Didn't he also make like a visionless, like a totally dark maze, a tactile maze that you can only get
dome.
through? That sounds...
I worked on that when I was 14.
So scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you do in the dome?
Oh, man, that sounds
you go
so
in there
frightening.
in the dark and you feel your way through it.
Oh my!
You get
Wow.
other senses.
Are they still around?
Yeah, they redid it, and I took Kaylee to it.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a pervert who sneaks in there. They got to kick him out.
Yeah.
He tries to
People
get
would
touched.
hang out in there and try to stay after hours.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, because it seems cool.
Yeah, meet me
Seems
in the dome.
Yeah, meet me in the dome. Little
For some
makeout
dome.
point. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, he did that stuff, and he's a writer. He wrote several books, but the one that was published was called The Intimacy. It was about that kind of stuff.
Okay, so at what point, or was there a breaking point? Because you guys are obviously, you still continued to be in radio, and the family continued to act. Was there a moment he was like, fine, whatever?
Well, no, I mean, he just didn't really want me going into family business and acting, and then I started doing radio.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, he was okay with that, one day he even took that away from me. But he got mad at me, so he punished me by putting my radio station in the garage. It's just weird. I don't know what it was, but anyway, he let me do that. And then one day I said, Nicholas was starting to act a little bit, and I said, I still like to act. And he goes, yeah, but if you were going to do that, you would have already done it. I go, no, Dad. No, you told me
said I couldn't.
do it.
Yeah, what the? He's gaslighting you.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He was good at that.
Yeah, that's, I think, a lot
If
of...
you wanted to do it, you would have already
A lot
done
of
it.
our parents'
thank you,
generation.
Dad.
Yeah, the dad. It's funny when you have that realization too, as you get. I think like around our age, like where you see your dad gaslights.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my! I thought my dad would never do that. I thought, and then
Sure.
I see the way they talk sometimes, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Let me
you're
just check
gaslighting.
this. We're good.
No, that's good. I love that song.
Yeah, we're good. And then we'll reset. Yeah, no, you're right. That's what that was. But look, I mean, he got behind the radio stuff. He'd have conversations with me. He'd say,
Okay.
maybe you should go work all over the country, so one day you can be a national DJ. And I do that now. I'm on all over in 65 markets. It's
Wow.
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, there's no proof.
We'll tell you, that's right.
That's correct.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
They
and-
can't even find out.
And then was your mom at the same thing? Was your mom supportive? Did she?
Well, yeah, my mom was starting to get a little bit depressed and ill. My mother in college was an actress. She was Frances said she was the star of the school, and I have some of her movies and stuff. So acting comes from her side too, not just my dad's side. But then she started slipping into a depression. I don't know where that came from originally. I know you guys said it was schizophrenia, and I think she thought she had that for a while, and they misdiagnosed her. I think it was depression, and then what happened was they put her on all those drugs in the 60s. Nobody knew what they would do.
Yeah.
She'd be a casualty of that. So
Yeah.
she has some kind of deep clinical depression, but I won't say that she didn't have some hallucinations.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not like schizophrenia, but
Yeah, something. Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't always happen.
You didn't put a speaker under her pillow, did you?
No.
Okay. Guess
She had a funny
that
comment
could be
about-
some symptoms.
Did I make my brother, like that because of the
Yeah.
You caused all of his method acting
yeah.
techniques.
That's why he's eating cockroaches years later.
Yeah, putting yogurt on
No,
his feet.
Yeah.
He is really good because he would go. I mean, he would do anything for a part, like pull teeth or whatever. Tom Cruise was
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
And these guys are all really good. I mean, there's several types of acting. You guys touched on both of them.
Yeah.
There's like 4. There's representational, which is almost like mimicry. There's English, which is outside in, which is like you take things, you put the wardrobe on, that gives you something. The words give you something. And then there's method, which is inside out, where you go to the deep, dark places and you bring that out. And then there's Meisner, and that's what I did.
Right.
Meisner is healthier because it is latter Stanislavski, says don't use your emotions from the past, create it. Your body will respond.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Works.
Yeah.
And so that's what I studied. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nick's claim is method, his own method, right?
Well, yeah.
Nouveau Shamanism.
Nouveau Shamanism.
I don't know what that
show you
is.
that. I brought that for you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was curious about it because we talked about it several times.
Yeah.
I wondered where it came from, and it was a book by Norman Bates called "The Way of Word," and it talks about the shamans used to be like actors, and
Wow.
so they felt that all actors were shamanism. And then the same guy wrote a book called "The Way of the Actor," and goes through acting history and talks about how there's an unknown area where you get stuff from who knows where,
yeah.
And so I think that's where it kind of comes from. When I was in Tim Phillips' class, he would say, you do this, you do this, you do this, and throw it up to the acting gods. And whatever happens, happens. I go, that's interesting. And that's what I think is that little area there.
Yeah.
That's like, what's the guy, Stephen Pressfield in the book, The War of Art?
Yeah.
He's very kind of flowery, and he's like, the muse will give you if you give it to them, they'll give you the gift.
There you go.
Of like a punchline or whatever, a line, a page in the book. But I think it's fun to kind of, give it up to some sort of mysterious whatever, and then they give you a gift.
Well, and so he coined that phrase, Nouveau Shamanism, and I wanted to read these books, and I could see, how he put that all together,
Interesting. Nice digging to find the book.
Yeah, that's cool.
This one is interesting because I had bought a couple copies of it, but this one here was discarded at the library.
Yeah, I was going to say, you steal that from the library?
Hey, come on, this was on eBay. One person, two people checked it out. I go, come on, this is a wealth of wisdom in this.
Yeah.
So, and then he wrote the new foreword on The Way of Word, foreword by Nicolas Cage.
Oh, wow,
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind
It's
of
good, yeah.
We're just developing suspects for who might have scrubbed your Wikipedia. Maybe the library, New York Public Library, for taking a book.
This was actually,
Rhode Island.
Chesapeake, Maryland.
Oh, that's my neck of the woods. I'm from Annapolis.
There you go. So maybe you're
Probably.
smart.
Yeah, maybe
could
you're.
be me.
Yeah, maybe it's a who's done it.
Yeah.
At that moment, we realized Zach had a misstep.
I stabbed
At the
you,
end,
bud.
we're going to guess who did it.
Yeah.
It was so. Oh yeah. Well, with the acting overall. So I always would do like 2 projects a year if I could.
As a child.
Well, as I got a little older,
Okay.
It was probably after I was already doing radio, because I had a role in. This is where the conflict comes in. I had a role in Rumblefish, and they had to recast it because the boss at the radio station wouldn't let me go. He says, "You just got here, man. I can't let you go do a movie." I go,
And
"Great."
how did that make you feel as a young? Because that's a real conflict of.
It was hard.
Yeah.
But I had to let it go, and then my cousin Gio is no longer with us. Died in the boating accident. He did the role, so
Wow.
that was good. But yeah, that would happen periodically. There's always conflicts. But then I did do some stuff, and I studied the Meisner, and after that I did a couple of movies, and then I did something called Bel Air. My brother Christopher directed it, and that was my first real lead role in something that's 25 years ago now. Then I started acting again in 2013.
Nice.
I did 3 or 4 things. One I told you about that's on YouTube called it's Hitting Home Pilot. Me and the wife go out now and we play parents.
Yeah.
So we played the lead roles parents in this. I did Sophia's movie Bling Ring. I played the father of the star of that. And then I also did a few other movies after that. And then Nicholas had me in Dream Scenario, which was not too long ago.
Cool.
I played the Nicolas Cage lookalike at the table that everybody thought was in the dream. So it was kind of
Perfect.
fun. And then I did also adaptation with him where I played the other role. So I got to play both characters.
Oh, nice.
And we got to do some real acting there. One of the scenes.
Well, you're in adaptation?
Not really. I'm the acting double that he's acting against. So it's him that's in adaptation.
So it's your head, the back of your head?
Some of it is. My head.
Okay.
But also,
I love that movie.
it was great.
That's a great movie.
We have a great scene where they had us walking through water with electricity and lights in it, and it was grounded, they said. And I come to the bathroom, and he's sitting on the toilet, and we do the scene both ways. And then I'm sitting, and we're talking, well, we don't know if the lights are going to fall and electrocute us.
Yeah.
And it's a great scene. I wish I had a copy of that. I'm trying to get that. That's
Yeah.
Doesn't
Spike.
exist. Yeah. What
Damn,
the?
we got a
But
lot of
they won't
emails
get-
out right now.
Yeah.
They won't give that to me, just like I don't have the Marlon Brando picture.
What's going on? Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
a conspiracy.
Well, but yeah. So I mean, and then I do have something coming up. Well, my wife's written a TV show. Can't really talk about that right now, but I'm helping her with that.
Nice.
She and her writing partner. I'm just trying to help her produce it. And then we're doing a movie on cults in California and Death Valley.
Oh, cool. More of it like a movie or a documentary?
That's an actual movie.
Okay, cool.
I'm the cult leader. So that's
Whoa.
a great role I'm looking forward to.
Okay, when do you guys start?
Probably be in the spring of next year. Because
Okay.
it was supposed to be this year, but then some stuff happened. And the fires in LA happened. That was bad too. So that kind of shut everything down. One of the girls in the movie who was co-writing it also lost her house. So all the timing is...
Yeah.
So with that, because now you're much more established within radio, but when things like this come up, are you able to just work remote and go to a different studio and then act on... But I would imagine you have to be acting all day.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's happened now is we can use our laptop. Then a lot of the stuff I can do from a hotel room. Not this. This is union, so it has to be live in the studio, all these stations. But I can take some time off. So what I would do is, and what I did was, I created, when I went from full-time to part-time, I get a full-time salary from 3 different stations, so I can do it all on the weekend, and then I have the week open for acting. It took me years to get this schedule where I could say, okay, I need this many days a week to go act, and then I take this weekend off, and then I can get a movie in. So
that's great.
But for years I could.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is kind of why I'm, part-time.
Yeah. No, question, and I like this, but also... Radio is really interesting to me because I've only heard a few stories about the way that you break into radio seems really difficult. Whereas comedy, you can kind of get on stage, open mics. Yeah. It's going to be a shitty time and you're driving, whatever. But radio, it seems like you have to start as maybe a intern or whatever, but then even if you get any airtime, it's at a horrible time of night. You're up all how did it
college midnight?
Small towns like Wheeling and Greenville, Mississippi. I was in, but that's not even there anymore. I mean, I'm doing most of those voices in the other markets. It's unfortunate, but it was it's like they let all the DJs go, so the training ground's kind of over.
So it's really been consolidated, and now you're just being blasted to those markets
to a degree. Yeah, but there is still a way to get in. You go to college. You go to maybe Syracuse Great Radio University and Ithaca and all those universities. Cornell. I mean, some of those are harder to get into, but some aren't. Or you can just take a broadcasting course. But if you work at a college radio station, that gives you time that you can tape. And you can use that to get a job somewhere. So, but there's just less jobs. But,
we were wondering like how, and I don't mean this disparagingly, how close are we as podcasters to be like have relevant experience for radio? Not that we're trying to get into radio, but if like how many degrees separated are we from
you're very
getting
close
a job?
Because like iHeart has a whole podcasting division, and a lot of the companies are doing that, so it's close. The spoken word is very important now. So because there's less radio jobs or people are going to podcasting and those are getting aired. So you're close to it. You're like a half a step, maybe a step away.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we were wondering if we were just talking on the phone yesterday about, and we were like, I wonder how laughable it would be to be like, we've been doing a podcast.
Right, yeah, and if they would just be like, that's ridiculous. It's not the same.
I mean, iHeart might put your podcast on.
Yeah, you never.
Sure.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I do have a question about your nickname.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us about the cope? It sounds like something drinking related, or maybe you jumped off a building into a pool. The cope!
Yeah, it does sound like a cool, like you were the coolest guy.
Anything with the sounds dangerous.
That you said that I came up with, and I just call me the cope. Everybody calls me the cope. No, what happened was
we're trying to make it happen.
My nickname
we never thought we'd meet you.
My nickname was Junior, because I was the youngest DJ at all the radio stations.
Here, sorry, can we get a quick pause? We just got to change the battery out here.
Check this out.
Sure.
So I was coming in with my sports coat tonight. I said no.
What? Why not?
He goes, yeah, wear the Adidas and wear this jacket.
Yeah, I did. I know all my shirts are. Didn't do laundry today. Had to wear this Phoenix Sun shirt.
Well, I see the way you guys sit in the podcast. Sometimes you got shorts on, you rolled up in the chair.
Yeah,
taking it easy.
Yeah, I know. Usually casual.
Casual.
I don't know if you've experienced this on the radio, but we try to. Zach will edit out our feet because we got a lot of people wanting to stare at our feet.
It's crazy.
That's a very interesting thing, because I had this guy that would call me at different radio stations when I was a young DJ.
Oh, no.
And ask me to take my shoes off.
Dude,
and then describe my feet. And
they love the feet.
Wherever I went, this guy would call.
Oh, my.
Like town to town?
Yeah. I mean, there's no internet back then. I don't know how to find out where I was at. From
You had to
West
really
Virginia
investigate.
to Madison, Wisconsin to Long Island.
Dude, did you... So I have somebody like this who... Did you become... What was the relationship? Were you ever like friends? Did you ever break the fourth wall and be like, what's going on, dude?
No.
Wow.
I hung up on him each time.
So he would call the radio and be
like
like...
on the listener line. You know.
Did he ever lead in kind of like, oh, hey, I love
he
the
started
song?
talking about feet and what kind of shoes you got on.
Oh, my...
Yeah, but what
Older man. He seemed older. He
Yeah.
They
They
like
lo-
a kid listening to...
So many YouTube comments, or they sneak into the Instagram messages like, love the feet. And we're like, please...
Well, yeah, would he lead in though, like a regular listener, like love that Hot for Teachers track?
I'd always be kind of mellow, sound a little older than the typical audience, and would just start talking. Yeah, I listen to you on the radio, man. Mark, yeah, you got shoes on. Yeah. Then I think I saw him in a
size?
cab going from the train station to Long Island.
Oh, my God. This
Guy
guy's
had
following you.
A guy had a...
Your guardian angel.
He had like his pants rolled up, showing his thigh, and talking about how about that? That's a healthy side of beef. I'm going, get away from me.
This guy's followed you around your whole career just making sexual innuendos.
Yeah,
to you.
something like that. It was weird because there was no internet, so he
tracked you down.
I have to call information to get the phone number of the radio station. There's no white pages.
If he's still alive, maybe we could use this guy as a crusader for getting you back into relevance online.
Yeah. Also, no more motivated man than a perv.
Yeah.
They'll track you
Yeah,
down.
pervs will find you.
To find you, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
So,
Snapping back into the cope.
snapping back, yes. So how did you get the nickname The Cope?
okay, so that was like this. I was always the youngest DJ at the radio stations. The program director in Madison, Wisconsin would call me Junior, or he'd call me Junie, or something like that. I hate it. I said,
Junie sucks.
I came in one day, I said, I really appreciate it if you don't call me Junie and tell me you're going to jump into my shit with both feet. Junie. I said, I don't like that. They would say shit like, when I get in trouble, program directors can terrorize you a little bit.
Yeah,
They say,
yeah.
"Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to jump into your shit with both feet if you don't stop that, Junie. I go, okay. I really don't appreciate being called Junior.
Nice.
Or
Good
Junie.
sticking up for yourself.
Stay away from my shit.
Yeah.
And I was like maybe 20 then.
Keep your feet away.
Keep
So
your feet out of my shit.
came in the next day after I said that to him, and he said, hey, Cope.
Whoa.
Cope.
So he's short for Coppola. The was added when I used to produce Richard Belzer. He was the Bells.
Wow.
And what I didn't know is that the Fonz, Henry Winkler, is his first cousin, I guess through the mother.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So they had the Fonz and the Bells, so we just became the Cope. And he started calling me the Cope.
Richard Belzer started calling you the cope?
Hey, Cope,
Yeah.
the Cope. Like, hey, and the Bells. We all say the word babe, like babe.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
that from them. And that's where it all came from. So, and usually, I don't call myself the Cope on the air. I say Cope.
Yeah.
But people know the nickname the Cope and say, yeah, I know the Cope. And that's where it came from, but I never really call me the.
Yeah, that's very
But
funny.
it came from
yeah.
that. It came from Belzer. I give him credit where it's due, and the Fonz.
Wow.
Cool. And of course, you have the boss, but I don't put myself much
Yeah.
higher up.
But still a really cool.
Yeah.
What a cool, great person to bestow the upon you, Richard Belzer.
Richard Belzer.
Wow.
I love him. He's not with us anymore, but he's a great guy. Very funny. That's where that came from. And then there were some other things. We talked about my mother,
Well, the helicopter with Sophia and her son.
Her daughter,
Romy,
does this thing online where she's talking very fast on TikTok, how she chartered a helicopter with her parents' credit card to go visit a friend from camp. And she's talking like that fast. And I
She's
said,
on Adderall.
Is it on purpose that she's talking that fast?
I don't know. But I said, that's pretty funny because I did that in the Philippines and got in big trouble for that. Because they needed extras to look American because the bases would not let American soldiers come be extras in the movie. So I had to hire lookalikes that weren't maybe American, Filipinos and stuff. And a lot of people were over this mountain. So I said, well, I can get to that beach there with all those people and interview them. And so we chartered a helicopter.
Wow. With your salary.
Yeah.
You're like, I get a per diem. Let's get a helicopter in here.
Went over the hill. I cast all the extras. They all said yes. And I was a real coup for the movie. And then I get in trouble. Francis, what's this you chartered a helicopter? I said, no, the helicopter you saw me come in on was John Paul Jones's helicopter.
Wow.
And it wasn't mine. But that's not the one I chartered. No, it's the one to get the work done. I go, no, I think that you're going to have to pay us back the $900.
Oh, man.
Salary, which was $150 a week.
But you brought in these extras.
Yeah.
Well, that whole scene you see at the end of the movie with the Playboy bunnies, those were most of the actors that I hired, the extras. And they looked, they were all from different countries.
Wow.
And you could hire people that looked like they were from America, white, black, Hispanic, whatever. They all look like, if you look at it, they it was perfect, But no, I didn't get any credit for that. I had to pay back the
That's so
helicopter.
funny.
So when she did it, I go, hey, it runs in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was what happened with that. But yeah, I paid it back too. So.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. That's such a classic spin on the did you call long distance?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you charter a helicopter
What's with
last
these
night?
skin flicks you rented on the helicopter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we went over the mountain. We did. I also was responsible for casting the second unit. So when they were filming B-roll, all those people in the PBR boat were people that I cast that looked like Martin Sheen and Chief and Larry Fishburne and stuff.
Was it hard to find people in the Philippines who look like Lawrence
Same
Fishburne?
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Martin
Yeah,
Sheen?
You'd get the headshots. People would send it in. You go through them and you match them up. And even the guy that I cast to be the Marty Sheen one had the same eyes.
Wow.
So it's like, and I was proud of that stuff. And I got
Yeah.
credit as
Yeah, that's really
It's
difficult.
impressive. Yeah. In the Philippines?
Yeah. I did
Same
some
eyes as
work
Martin? That's crazy.
Same eyes.
Yeah.
Then the girl I was dating, right, one of them, the Freddie Forrest lookalike that played Chef, was trying to mess with my girlfriend.
Whoa. What'd you do?
I went to my boss and said, can I fire this guy? No, he's established. I go, I don't care. He's trying to mess with my girlfriend. So I busted
Well, our
up the
relationship's established, and he's
Yeah.
trying to cook
Yeah,
something
it's
up.
established.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
Junie's trying to get on my girl. It does sound like a slur, a Junie.
A Junie?
He
Yeah.
called me Junie.
Yeah.
For Junior, short for Junior. Yeah, that was funny. Well, anyway.
Wait, so did you fire him?
No.
He couldn't.
Fire him, but he didn't mess with the girl either.
Did you did you
I
talk
put
to
the
him?
warning out.
I would imagine you're probably you're tall. You're probably tall,
My
intimidating guy
last
back.
name ends in a vowel, and there was no internet back then. I don't think you want to mess with me. I would threaten.
Like the Italian thing?
Yeah, Italian. That's
the
awesome.
family did make The Godfather. My uncle would always say though, hey, no mob, and don't get no lawsuits. Just no mob, no lawsuits. We don't want any trouble here.
So
Don't
funny.
ever lay down with the mob. So we don't. But anyway, we would use it sometimes.
Yeah, that's so. My grandpa, my mom's side is very Italian. Their last name's Fiorenza. But I remember as a kid going to restaurants. They live in Fleetwood, up a little bit above Yonkers.
Yeah.
But I remember my grandpa always trying to be like, "Tell him Tony's Fiorenza's here," and they were like, "Who?" And I'm like, "It doesn't. You can't just say that."
My dad used
A lesser known crime family.
Yeah.
there are Coppolas in the mob, but they're not related. But there's Trigger Mike, there's Three Fingers Frank Coppola, and there's young Mike Coppola. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love mob names.
Yeah.
3 fingers.
So,
In fact, Trigger Mike and my uncle Mike, who ran the machine shop, which is another story for you, but used to talk because they both lost their wives, so they communicate by letter, and those letters exist somewhere.
Wow.
The scene in The Godfather 2 where the guy's in the closet, the kid, and he's cleaning the guns for the mob, and they hear the noise, and they go, "Oh, that's just my son. He plays the flute. That's my grandfather."
Whoa.
In real life. Went into the machine shop because their dad ran a machine shop back then. Augustino Coppola, and so that's a true story.
Wow.
That's how close we actually got.
Wow.
He just cleaned the guns.
Yeah.
Also, my great grandfather engineered the money changer.
Oh, what's that?
Well, like the things that counts the
Oh,
dollars and
that was
stuff.
it. Wow.
Yeah. And
Nice.
also engineered the thing that puts sound to silent films. So we
Oh,
had
wow.
movies-
Like he invented those things?
he engineered them. They were invented by somebody else, but he actually built
Made
them.
it
Wow.
work.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The money changer, though, that's kind of cool. Or the money counter.
Yeah. And it looks cool too. Like,
Yeah, those guys
Yeah.
love it. They're always like doing that.
yeah, they do love that stuff.
It's just funny.
It's like when someone shuffles the cards.
Yeah,
Like, whoa.
yeah.
I'm short. You stole from me. Kill him.
Yeah. It's either that or like 6 women in bikinis physically counting it by hand.
Yeah.
That was
They
the
have too.
alternative.
Yeah.
That's more movies. I think
Yeah.
they just have a little money counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't seem like a reliable system to me.
Yeah, you got to put all those girls on salary. It's expensive.
Yeah.
So where were we there? So
We talked Cope, helicopter.
talked to my mother. We established that. There are other questions you have.
Yeah, there's So Nick has bought some crazy things in his life. He had a shark at one point, right?
I don't remember the shark, but I think he did.
Okay, so you never met the shark, because my question was it nice?
Everything else. He had a crow not too long ago.
He had a what?
A crow.
A crow.
Oh, he's really fallen.
Very
Shark to crow. That's a dip.
The octopus I met, you know.
Oh, wow. And octopuses live like 6 months, right?
Well, I think maybe a little longer. But
I know, isn't that sad?
That is sad.
They all have great personalities.
Yes.
The crow. I know he liked Mancoon cats.
Oh, I love
cool.
Mancoon cats.
Beautiful
Yeah.
cats. A lot of reptiles too. It was family thing was reptiles.
Oh, really? Growing up, did you guys have lizards?
Yeah, I had lizards. We got
Okay.
them from the circus, and then I got a bunch of iguanas and stuff.
Yeah, my brother had the horned horny toads growing up. I'm from Arizona, so big lizard. Yeah, culture out there.
They're like in your backyard.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool stuff.
So he would have really been a perfect pick for Tiger King. I know that got scrapped.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, not since like the casting of. I said this to him on the interview. Not since the Gone with the Wind and the casting of. What was the character in that in Gone with the Wind?
I don't know.
Well, there's a whole movie on like casting that character.
Okay.
I said, not since then has there been. Everybody wants the Tiger King. Everybody is trying to get the Tiger King. Every single actor, everybody wants it, but it's going to you. Because he goes, well, I read the article years ago and I was very interested in it, so I put in a feeler on it. And so they were going to do that, but then they canceled the project.
Oh, I didn't even know they canceled it.
Yeah, I looked it up because I remember we talked about it in the other episode. Like, yeah, it's coming out soon, but they scrapped it.
Huh.
Yeah, he thought that was funny, though. Not since the casting of Scarlett O'Hara and Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, Scarlett O'Hara.
Yeah, so... but now he's doing John Madden, which is interesting, for David O. Russell. It's a TV series. And everybody says, oh, he can't do that. You know, they're not even like types to go watch.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
he's
a
an
million
actor.
things.
He's also not a vampire, but he
No.
did that.
He
But
puts
he
the
can
suit
figure it
on.
out.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what I've seen from it is remarkable. I
Also-
mean, he really looks like John
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah.
He's acting like him, too. So.
John Madden, I mean, because it could be a little sensitive, too, because he hates Frank Caliendo for doing
does he?
impressions of him. Yeah, they like...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's a restraining order, but like they won't. He's like, get me away from that guy.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they got John Madden to be like, are you okay with this? Wait, John Madden passed away.
He did, but
Yeah,
I mean,
they have to go to the
tell them
family.
The story of the creation of the game, and Christian Bale's in it. So you got Nicholas and Christian Bale with both great
Yeah, that's
actors
great.
together. It's gonna be a great movie.
Nice.
A TV show, I think it is. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Nice.
that'd be cool.
Another one was Nick, when he was 17, was like struggling to land roles and was just thinking about going to a crabbing boat in Alaska, basically doing Deadliest Catch to just as like a fantasy of like, if this doesn't work out, I'm gonna go do that. Did you ever have anything before radio where you're like, if this doesn't work out, I'm gonna go be a harpoon fisherman in Costa Rica?
No, my thing was always, if radio doesn't work out, I'll be an actor. So I backed one insecure job out with the most insecure.
I did that too.
Yeah.
I was been doing comedy and making little money, and I'm like, all right, I'll get into voice acting.
Yeah.
And my friend's like, it's weird. Your backup was like, I'll be an actor if comedy doesn't work
Yeah.
out.
Well, I mean, I also used to say that, I want to be an actor, but I can't act in front of people. I get nervous, can't remember my lines. I'll be really good. But
Yeah.
It's like, but that's just the way,
Yeah.
it is.
So what about the hiding the scripts thing? When did that come into play?
Oh, right. Where'd you hide the scripts?
Okay, so I had a theater company called the Basilisk Theater Group, and when I got out of like all the Meisner stuff, I was doing application. I used to do kung fu too. You have to really do things and
Wow.
really fight. So you application. So when I got done with studying acting, I did 11 plays through the Basilisk Theater Company and other.
Still nervous.
Yeah.
Though. You said so throughout your acting career, you're still nervous.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not nervous with film, because
Okay.
you're going to get a retake, I
Yeah.
mean, so I'm not nervous with TV, but on stage it's difficult.
Yeah.
You go blank, you go blank. So that's why I hid the scripts, and I wrote some plays too. That's how the podcast came about. I'll explain that in a second. But yeah.
Also, I'm so sorry. Would you mind scooching a little of that? I'm just nervous that I think it's fine, but I just saw you veering that way. No, you're good. You're good there.
okay.
You're good.
Yeah. So anyway,
But hiding this, where'd you hide the scripts on stage?
well, in the one-man show, I hid it behind like what was like
One man
a-
show?
God,
How are you
yeah.
sneaking away to look at the script in a one man show?
Or you're pretending to like,
It ain't easy, but no, I had 4 characters, 4 faces of Jim,
Wow.
and it would be behind like the fake bar, and I'd go down. And
no.
I gotta find another, like that.
Where's that lime? You're gone for 2 minutes.
Where's
is it in these papers?
Yeah, so that, and then
in one of
no
these
exit.
folders.
We had it hidden somewhere too, and I don't know. I mean, it wasn't always like that, but Whenever I have long monologues, that's the trouble.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
So I kind of stopped doing theater.
Yeah.
I put the money now into films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shorts.
That's, I think, the trap door that a comic can have on stage. If you go blank, you can kind of just break and be like, I forgot everything, kind of riff and stuff like that. But I always worry about, if we were actors, because you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're really stuck.
Oh yeah, comedy you can just be like, whoops, forgot that, and you can make it into part of the bit.
Yeah.
But if you're an actor, there's no recourse.
If you're doing somebody else's lines, so that's the problem. But with the film, I mean, you just do a retake. And it takes all that pressure away.
Well, I have a question too about when you were doing radio, when you were a kid in the garage. I don't know how this works. We tried theorizing on the original ep, but like breaking into airwaves, like what were you doing as a kid, and did you ever get in trouble with the radio stations?
We had a studio we built to practice with, and Radio Shack had this wrist radio. It was a Dick Tracy wrist radio, and you could build it, and it had a transmitter in it, and you could tune the transmitter to go into a frequency. So I had the idea that let's just hook it up to a bigger antenna, and we'll hook it up to the TV antenna. Because it went to the TV antenna, and it worked. It started floating up and down the dial. So you go in, and then the station would just float and knock out other stations. And of course, the FCC doesn't take kindly to that. They said the Archer radio, which I'm trying to find one of today, was too powerful. And that's why they banned them eventually. But that's what happened,
Okay.
So it would bust, it would come in over another frequency, and then it would float up and down the dial.
Well, that had to be exciting, though, as a kid.
It was exciting. We'd go down to the girl in the corner's house. We'd have the radio. We'd listen. We'd talk.
Yeah, that's great.
And then, it went like 4 or 8 blocks in each direction. We would test it on the radio. So that was fun. Yeah.
And how did the itch come about? Was it just the radio? Because you grew up in the acting family.
Right.
And then was radio something that everyone was always kind of messing around with as a hobby?
Nobody had anything to do with it. Oh, it was my best friend across the street, Frank. When I came back from Italy, we went with my dad for sabbatical. He was writing there. I was about 11. I came back, and my friend was getting into radio, and he was practicing his announcing voice. So we built the radio station together, and I went into it because he influenced me.
Wow.
Cool. Is he doing radio?
He was not anymore. He passed away not too long ago at 60. Believe it or not.
Oh, that's sad.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I did get a chance to thank him for giving me a career. So
wow.
That was nice. And but yeah, that's how it came about. So it had nothing to do with my family. There wasn't a lot of acting in movies going on. Francis was doing stuff. Here's an example of my dad. Okay, so I'm a kid in the den, and I'm writing. Francis is going to take me to Lost in Space to meet everybody. And I said, maybe I should write a script here and see if I can pass it to the director, and maybe they'll give me a scene.
Yeah.
And my dad just said, why are they going to do that? They wouldn't do that, Mark. What do you think they would do that? I said, well, Dad,
Yeah, I'm a kid. I want to be.
I'm a kid.
Yeah, I'm wishful
thinker. And I wrote
thinker.
something for the thing. They might just do that.
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
So, again, every step of the way, he would thwart it. And
but outside of, was it concentrated only on things like acting? Was he a happy-go-lucky guy in other parts of?
My dad?
Yeah.
He was always stressed coming home from a hard day's school.
Hard day comparing literature with itself.
You mentioned Lyme earlier. He would come home, and he'd get pissed at my mother, and she was already starting to slip a little bit. He goes, Jesus, Joy, I come home from a hard day's work, and you can't even give me a dime for my freaking gin and tonic. Okay, so this is what he was like.
Yeah.
He wasn't easy going. He
Yeah.
was a tough guy, and he'd pick me up and throw me. So my brothers thought I could fly. I found out years later that his father did that to him, and also Francis. So everybody was able.
I turned out fine. Woo!
Yeah.
He
Where's
did
my
that.
fucking lime?
Yeah.
Give me the line.
Yeah.
What did he need a lime for so desperately? I'm trying to make my margarita, my after work
Trying to make a gin
margarita.
and tonic with a lime. So, this is what I grew up with. So
Yeah, I had a stepdad that was in the opposite, where if we were he wouldn't acknowledge me if my mom wasn't in the room. It's funny, those old school dudes.
I'm just gonna delete this one right here. Hold on a second. See that? And see that? Okay.
Well, kudos to you for charting your own path with radio. It sounds like your dad was, throwing a pick for acting.
Yeah.
But it's cool, you did your own thing.
Also, to push through a parent's He was so focused on kind of what
He almost played you out just there.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Good night, everybody. The lights go
That's
off.
all the time we have.
Werewolves of London and three after that, and then we got more time after that.
Well, especially being the oldest. So I don't know if I already asked this. He was okay with Nick being an actor?
Yeah.
And that you think he got that rage out on you being the oldest?
And he was just tired by the time Nick came along. He's
Yeah.
like, whatever,
but,
dude.
But even with that, I mean, I think Nicholas had some issues with my dad, with it. But I mean, by that time, he was letting go and Nicholas was starting to book some stuff. He became friends with Crispin Glover. They had done a TV show together. He was acting in high school. That was one of the mistakes I had made. The acting teacher in high school was the guy I used to study with as a kid, and probably should have gone to there. But I was going to the college to work at a radio station, so I didn't do the drama. Two things I regret is not doing drama in high school and not learning how to play guitar in high school. I would have been a better guitar.
Yeah.
But I was going to the building radio stations and going to the university. I actually got on the air over there. So
Wow.
that's what my first job was 15 and a half, and then I've been working ever since.
So you get the experience in radio, and then you have a point. I feel like kind of similarly to when you start comedy in your hometown, except it's reverse. Like you start comedy Phoenix, Annapolis, or Boston for you, and then you think you get good enough to you're like, well, now I should move to New York to really cut my teeth. But you get your experience in your hometown, you're like, well, now I got to move to some small town to be the big fish.
That was tough too.
Yeah. That was the opposite.
I never got hired in California until after Apocalypse. They hired me for about one summer at KLOS, which was PLJ's sister station. But other than that, I would end up in Mississippi. I could never get jobs in California, and eventually somebody just hired me out of Wisconsin to come to New York, and that's how.
Wow.
I went to Long Island and came to PLJ.
Wow.
So people talk me out of that. They said, no, you don't go to Long Island to go to New York City. You go to Philadelphia to go to New York City or D.C. I said, no, I think I'm going to go to Long Island.
Yeah, it's not too. What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Most of the DJs in New York worked in Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever have a least favorite radio job, and like why? Was it because of the music you played? Your boss was putting 2 feet in your shit?
There was that. There was my dad always told me if you're going to be on the radio, you don't want to do the overnight shift on a full-time basis because you'll cause problems in your relationships. And I go, why, Dad? He goes, because a woman isn't held by a man what isn't there. I go, so I never did the overnights except here on the weekends and stuff like that. Yeah, I said, that's great. So he put that on my head.
Yeah. And a man isn't there for a woman without a lime.
Yeah.
Why must a man Why would a man stay if a woman came without a lime?
Write these down, Mark. These are pearls
rules
I'm giving you.
What does that say up there at the top?
Werewolves of London, 1 minute 35.
All right, so let's hold on and I'll let this
Hold
go.
for werewolves.
What we're gonna do is we'll put these into Q104.3, New York's classic rock. Coping for Carol Miller tonight. Warren Zevon, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Well, we got a lot going into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. All the information's at rockhall.com. Q1043 is the new radio home of the New York Jets, and Jets training camp officially opens. Join us Saturday for the Back Together celebration at the Atlantic Health Jets Training Center in Florham Park, where we'll be broadcasting live and listen all weekend to win tickets to see them play at MetLife. Check out Green and White and get ready for Jets football with New York's classic rock, Q104.3.
Q104.3, your new.
Oh, happy birthday.
Is it your birthday now?
Yeah, I forgot about that until now.
It is my birthday.
What a present.
It is my birthday today.
I think we're good.
How old are you?
We're back in.
All right.
How old are you?
30 fun.
Oh.
Yeah. What were we just talking about? What were we talking about right before this?
Did you have a least favorite?
Oh, yeah, least favorite radio job.
I didn't really like Greenville, Mississippi all that much. I got in a lot of trouble down there.
You're getting into trouble I don't know, it might be you.
Charter another helicopter.
You're a young guy, yeah.
I mean, another place I had a girlfriend in a bar, and a guy was trying to pick up on her, and I shook up my beer, and I squirted her and put her over my back and carried her out. The next night I showed somebody got killed in there the night before.
Whoa.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
That would happen to me all the time.
I wonder this as a guy who is average height. How tall are you? 6'4"? 6'4"?
No, I'm 6 and like a half inch to an inch. I mean, 6'1" almost. But
Did people? Yeah, were people really stepping to you like that, or were they just it was just a guy in a bar seeing a pretty girl?
he was taller. My girlfriend. Well, some girlfriends, would stir up trouble. They get
they
a little
liked it.
drunk and
Yeah.
they kind of like flirt. And then
Yeah.
next
Want
thing
to see
you
how
know-
far you'll go to protect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would happen. But Mississippi's not the place you want to.
Yeah,
that. I
dude.
mean, I enjoyed being down there a bit, but that kind of stuff got me in trouble. So.
Yeah.
Then I went up to Wisconsin and worked in Madison. The weird thing is that this is an album rock station, classic rock, and I did that at KLOS, but I wasn't good at it. And so I was better at Top 40, which is the high energy stuff. And so I did that in Mississippi. And then I went up to Wisconsin to learn how to do the rock format again. But that's the reason why I can work on KTU and also
because you have
Light,
all
because
of the
I have that
experience
already. So I wanted to use it again. you know?
Yeah, nice.
What do you got to do for classic rock that's so different? You got to.
Classic rock, you come
more
out of the
sultry?
songs, you relate stories.
Oh.
And sometimes you have the facts that nobody else has. Like we're doing here about my
Yeah.
Yeah.
the top 40 stations, you're more high energy and it's all friendly and, unlike that.
Oh, so I got it. So it's just a better vibe of the top
Different,
40.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're more like a tour guide with classic rock.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
giving people
you're-
tidbits.
Yeah.
One of the words they like to use now is a curator. I'm curating the classic rock music, and we go to songfacts.com and get the facts that nobody knows.
Yeah.
And there's my personal experiences too. We'll talk about those. Over 50 years, I've met most of the
Yeah.
rock stars.
Yeah.
And I know stories about them.
Yeah. Werewolves of London was playing when I shook up that beer and squirted that guy in Greenville, Mississippi.
I don't know what I'm thinking.
Almost died that night.
I used to drink more back then. I was
Yeah,
young,
yeah.
you
I'm
know.
sure. Yeah. Well, you're in your 20s at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got
21, 22.
It's got to feel cool to be. You're in a town. You're kind of a new guy. You're on the radio.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be a great feeling.
And then what I didn't know how to do was in Wisconsin, I got involved in a lot of relationships. And then I didn't know how, when I went to New York, since I wasn't leaving New York, I didn't know how to break up with anybody. So I started accumulating girlfriends, which was bad.
But then, wait, okay, yeah, but then,
I would go with this one here and then that one there. And then, I didn't know how to break up with anybody. So
Yeah, I think you just got to tell him.
a guy who talks for a living doesn't know how to break the bad news.
no, I can't.
How can I
sing.
put this in ways? The Beatles once said,
I can't sing and I can't
"Deliver the
break
bad
up.
news."
Yeah.
deliver the
Well,
bad news.
okay, but
I
then-
don't want to hurt anybody. You end up hurting everybody.
You should have called Delilah. Maybe she could have given you some advice
Yeah.
on how to
Probably.
break up with people.
So did you eventually do what you did with the Filipino? Filipina? Did you send a letter?
Eventually, yeah. Well, I think things changed. I stopped partying. Even though I'm the only DJ licensed to party, not much. But then I got serious. I wanted to have kids and a family, and my wife.
You met her here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I met her in a meditation workshop. We're both.
Whoa, nice.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of funny.
What, some breath work?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Nice, yeah. I've gone to breath
I
work.
like the way you inhale.
There's
Yeah.
an interesting story about that, which we can't really get into. But
All right.
Fair enough.
Off mic.
she was married at the time, but I
Oh,
had
whoa.
nothing to do with her. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I got about.
Hey, that's how it
Eventually,
happens.
Hey, two accumulators
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
together.
I got too many girlfriends to talk to you.
She eventually broke. They eventually didn't work
Yeah.
out, and then I
Forbidden
got
fruit.
married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I waited. But
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
What you said about the radio guy, being the big shot, it reminded me. I was in Wisconsin, I think it was actually. It was like north, and it was just some nowhere town, and we went drinking afterwards with people at the show at this just local dive bar, and this guy came. This guy was. People heard that this guy was coming. He was like a weatherman on the local news, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, I hate this guy." And I was like, I wonder what he's going to be like when he comes in. And he swings the door wide open. This is like 20 minutes after we all talk about him that he's coming. He swings the door wide open, stands in the threshold, and goes, "Hello!" And everyone's
my
just like,
God.
"Oh my god!" And he tried to like hit on every woman there.
Ah.
And he was like, "Oh, what? So you're not even gonna look at me, Sharon?" And she'd be like, "Frank, I don't want to. Just leave it." It was.
Who told you about the rain
crazy.
yesterday?
It was crazy.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
The small town celeb.
So were you to any degree that guy? I mean, you're not.
no, I wasn't that guy. But
people probably knew you. You were
Yeah.
probably somewhat of a celeb, right?
yeah,
In
they don't
these-
really see you, but I mean, they know you.
Where have I heard your
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
before?
That, and you get the the bartender knows you, and
Yeah.
you buy rounds of drinks for people.
That'll help.
Our method was always you want to be the DJ people want to grab a beer with. So you don't
That's a
have
good
a
method.
Yeah.
big ego or nothing. You just want to be
the chill, the good
humble.
hang.
That's the litmus for everyone. Presidents, DJs.
Yeah.
The DJ you want to grab a beer with. And,
Yeah.
that's kind of how we lived life. So
That's a great motto. That's, I think,
works.
the key to a lot of, I'm sure, comedy music. But if
It's
you're
like everything.
yeah, if you're a good hang, you're going to get way further.
well, that's the other thing. One of the bosses here taught me. They said you want to be also the guy in the corner at a party. You'll notice, and people are gravitating towards them because they're telling a story.
Yeah.
You want to be that guy too. So when you're on the air, you want to be that guy. But when you're hanging out, you want to be somebody.
Yeah, you want to
grab a beer
be.
with.
It's like a stick shift. Can you put it in every gear?
Yeah.
Can you be neutral? Can you be drive? You know?
Yeah. Do you have any least songs that you just hate, but you have to play them, and
No.
and favorite songs?
I mean, everything we play here is the best music that's ever been made. So
Sure, right.
that's what
I'm-
the boss once told me. When I
course.
didn't like one song. He goes, no.
You want to say that in
Everything
the
we
camera in the
play
corner?
here is the best thing you ever heard, and if it's not, it better be. So, no,
Didn't know Trump ran iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
This
Best
music is so good.
well, no, there are some songs I don't like, but not necessarily here. But overall, I mean, what I lean towards is I like Guns N' Roses. I do like Metallica. I like power ballads. I like
Okay.
when the hard rock bands, like even Aerosmith did that. The first one was Dream On. There's a whole genre of music there, and I created a radio format with that. I feel that ballads are universal, and all like alternative rock and classic rock, and even country and all that. In the ballad, they can all be played together, and so
Nice.
that's the kind of stuff I really
Nice.
like.
That's a great-
with a
yeah.
little pick me up in it. I
Yeah.
like power ballads.
Yes.
Do you know the song "Thunder Rolls" by Garth Brooks?
Yeah.
Is that a ballad?
He's a more middle energy melodic. What do you think? Is it?
I don't know. Kind of. It's emotional. There's lows
it would
and
be like a country power ballad.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Melodic rock, melodic country, all that
Yeah.
stuff. It's a little more than just a ballad because ballads can be very slow. But
What's November Rain classified?
that's a power ballad because it goes soft,
and then it goes hard. Yeah.
I love those.
What's Paradise City?
That's more rock.
Okay, that's just rock.
That's-
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Hard rock.
Do you have a favorite ballad? Or one that just comes
I like
to mind?
November Rain. I mean, that's probably
Yeah,
my
it's
all-time
good.
favorite ones. I did a whole bit on. They probably deleted that too. But I did a whole bit on Guns N' Roses.
We got to
November Rain.
recreate
That's-
everything you've ever done.
I mean, the funny thing is that you told me it was shrinking every. I mean, this week I couldn't find much on you. And I go, but last week you could.
Yeah, literally yesterday we were on the phone and we're like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
No, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I don't take too kindly to it. I think it's personal.
fucked
but
up.
What are you going to
Yeah.
do? I mean. I declared war on the air on Wikipedia. I think,
Nice.
he even came after me to give them money. I go, why would you do that? I don't, my page is gone. You don't police anything.
Yeah, what do you want to bribe Wikipedia? Is that what you want?
No,
Well,
I said,
we're in your court, Mark. We're your two crusaders. We'll
Yeah.
get you back
We're gonna
in,
spread the word.
in the
I
limelight.
use Alcatron now. I will not use Wikipedia.
Oh, I haven't heard of Alcatron.
Alcatron.
No, that's the next one.
Alligator Alcatron?
Yeah, what the hell?
Alcatron's moving up. They use some
Nice.
Wikipedia stuff, but
Good.
Sounds like
I
the
hope-
leader of Scientology.
that guy,
Yeah.
L. Ron Hubbard.
What were we saying? Power ballad, November Rain.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite power ballads.
Yeah, that was the first little guitar solo I learned.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's and I like guitar wise, I like Randy Rhoads of Ozzy.
Oh,
He
yeah, of
died
course.
So young.
Yeah.
He had more talent in his pinky.
Yeah.
He's classically trained. I
He
like
was
him.
amazing. I'm trying to. Well, how about this guy? I think I've asked you this, and people don't like this guy, or they split. I like Zach Wilde.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't like
I
Megadeth?
I used to be.
Who does? He's in Megadeth now, I think.
He
you
was. Sorry, go ahead.
No, well, Zach Wilde, he's brunette, right? He's dark hair. So what
think
happened
so.
was Ozzy hired two blondes, Bernie Torme and then Brad Gillis from Night Ranger, and when he would turn to the right, he just couldn't stand looking there and he'd think of Randy. So he started going with brunettes.
This is a
Yeah.
drug decision. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's not working for me.
Somebody told me the story. Richie Randall of the band Stars. He said, "No, I knew Randy and everything. Yeah, Ozzy. He just couldn't do it anymore.
Wow.
You know, he says so that's why all the guitar players started having black hair.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
turn right, it's
Drama.
blonde. I turn left, it's blonde. It's fucking crazy. I
Yeah.
don't like it. Somebody give me a bat. I'm hungry.
Well, that was another story too. The bat and then the dove. I mean, he supposedly bit the head off a dove. He goes, "No, the dove was dead anyway." I go, "No, but you got pictures all over the place." What are you doing?
I
What's
think he
worse?
started COVID.
What's worse? Yeah, the live dove or the dead dove?
I mean, the picture was horrible.
Yeah.
And the bat too. Somebody threw it on stage. He goes, "That was a rubber bat, man. That was a
He
bleeding
said,
rubber bat." But I don't think it was.
yeah, I don't know if it was. I thought it was
He
like
thought
blood.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Also, how does a bat get on stage?
Also, my mouth was
Somebody
numb
threw
at
it
the
at
time.
A bat.
Somebody threw a bat. It probably was a dead bat, but it was a bat.
Ah.
When you go to an Ozzy show, you got to bring a bat.
You got to bring. Well, there was. Oh, I don't think. What's the? Is it like Sweden or whatever, where the super death metal
Yes.
is really popular?
Yeah.
Is it Sweden?
Yeah.
Nordic
Sweden and
countries?
Norway,
Nordic country.
And they all
Scandinavian.
try to outdo themselves with how crazy.
You talking about Mayhem?
Well, there was one band, the lead
Mayhem,
singer, he kept a dead bird in a bag and would like sniff it. And then, because he was trying to audition to be the lead singer of this band, and they kept trying to audition people like, how hard are you? And the guy that got to be the lead singer would always carry around a dead bird in a bag.
They
And
tried to outdo each other.
Yeah.
So death metal,
yes.
dark metal.
One guy killed himself in the bathroom, and they used it as an album cover.
Oof,
Yeah, it
that's-
was
Yeah,
really,
you gotta
really.
read
If I
those
kill
stories.
myself, you got to use it for more than an album cover.
Yeah, it'll be
that's not enough.
No, it'll
for
be
me.
a podcast shirt. It'll be
Yeah.
merch.
Make it be merch.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything else.
Yeah, we could call it. I mean, this
Yeah.
is how long have we been recording? An hour and a half, maybe a little
Probably,
over.
yeah.
Probably
I
at
mean,
least.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, yeah, yeah. The one other thing, and you can put it wherever you want.
Sure, yeah.
The podcast. How that came about was somebody actually gave me information around the time they were doing X-Files. Somebody passed an envelope to me, and they said, "You don't know where you got this from." And I
Whoa.
opened the envelope, and it was like, Xeroxed over and over and over again. And I read this whole thing, and I think it came from, who was that guy? I forget his name now. Well, anyway, whatever it was, all the information was in there that you started seeing in the X-Files. And I wrote a play called The Horrible Truth based on all this information. And it was a decent play. And so what I was trying to do with the podcast was recreate the story and then maybe make it a found footage piece. So
Oh,
we were
cool.
starting to tell the story and how
Yeah.
it came about and all that.
Oh, yes, your paranormal podcast. Yes,
Well,
yes.
The Horrible Truth. And
Yes.
so that's what we were trying to do. That's why we never really got to the stuff you were talking about, saying, you kind of skirted the issue. But the second season, which we'll be doing soon, we'll have like May Pang talking about John Lennon and they saw
Oh,
a UFO
nice.
together. I got a guy that's been abducted. So we're going to start bringing that in.
Nice.
Just haven't
That's
had
great.
time to do it.
Cool.
COVID wiped out the podcast. And so
Yeah.
we couldn't
Yeah.
get it together.
You said, when are you going to try to bring it back?
And ours was born. Maybe ours is
Yeah.
the reincarnation of the
Oh,
horrible
yeah,
truth.
I mean, so, I mean, you did talk about it, so that's, we're
Yeah.
going to try to do it in the next month. I'm going to try to get these
Nice.
2 interviews
Cool.
in at least. I talked to May. I saw her. She lives in Forest Hills, too. So she
Okay,
said, I want to come in
nice.
and do that for sure. John and I saw a UFO. So I said, okay, I got to have
Nice.
that.
Yeah, paranormal's huge. Yeah, people
Yeah.
always will love paranormal
And then my brother
stuff.
Christopher was he was rewriting it as a not a found footage thing, but more like District 9 type of thing. And he wanted to do that in Roswell, New Mexico. And he knew all the people down there because he was in New Mexico. But now he's going to Italy to do something else. So I don't know if that's going to happen with him or if it's going to just.
Well, he was trying to, like make a movie like
Yeah,
District
he wanted
9?
to do it. He was going to play the character that's like my best friend in there,
Nice.
2 brothers, and we were going to do that. And he had all the connections still in New Mexico. That may still happen, but that'll be
Nice.
after the Death Valley cult thing.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That'll
That'll
be-
be really
that'll be
exciting.
next.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool to look out for.
And we
Yeah.
may do something in Italy together. He's moving down to Italy.
Wow.
Now, so
I gotta go. We could go to. I got a family in Italy.
yeah.
Really?
Go visit. Yeah. My brother goes and sees my family all the time. He stays with them.
Have you ever been out of the country?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Canada?
I'm trying to insult. I go to Italy, Jamaica, Mexico.
Okay, great.
I went to
I don't know.
Thailand for five.
Yeah, you went to Thailand. I'm an
It's
idiot.
pretty cool.
You struck
I had a
me as a
shotgun
guy who's
wedding in
never left.
Bermuda.
Did
No.
you have?
I got a whole family back
Oh,
there.
that's scary stuff. That shot.
Oh, that's got to be.
When you're 18 years old, you're paranoid anyway.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, of course.
Well, shotgun means the dad's marching you down the aisle with his shotgun, right?
Basically.
You marry
Yeah.
my daughter, or I'll shoot
else
you.
I'll shoot
yeah.
you, yeah.
Yeah. So was the dad really like, you need to marry her? How involved was he in
I
this?
kind of ditched town pretty fast.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you didn't even see the gun.
I saw him.
Was he
I
big?
didn't see the gun.
Tatted
No,
up?
He was smaller than me.
It's dangerous.
You know.
Yeah, I
I
would've-
can be a
Yeah, they're
scary
nimble,
guy,
these
too,
guys,
but
though. You
I
never
mean,
know.
I was trying to be
You were-
respectful.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, I did like the girl. I probably shouldn't have left the country without saying goodbye. I regret
Well,
that.
you didn't know how.
But I apologize.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
fault, Mark.
I
Yeah.
don't know how to say goodbye.
Yeah.
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 That's a power ballad.
Yeah,
That's a
there you go.
name. I don't know how to say goodbye.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe write
I
a
don't
power
know how
ballad.
to say goodbye.
That is a good chorus
great
and a power
title.
ballad. Yeah, that is good.
My wife writes music, so she can maybe
Work on it.
Oh, yeah, please.
I play the drums. We'll get it going.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Anything else? Let me think.
I just wondered if you ever had like as kids or whenever, just like a big fight with Nick or Chris or all three of you that just.
Well, we were always fighting. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just brotherly fighting, though. You
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
It's like, one brother would throw something at the other one. I beat one up, and it was like that. But no, I mean, we were pretty tight growing up. I mean, we would go. My mother's parents were really cool. Davy and Grandpa, they got a big car every year, like a New Yorker, and we put Aunt Martha in the car with me and my two brothers and my two grandparents, and we just drive up and down California. She didn't like to fly, and we bonded a lot back then. So now it's a little bit. We don't see each other enough because he lives in Las Vegas. Of course, Francis and family are up in
I
Napa.
never left.
I'm here. I've been here since Thanksgiving 1979.
Wow. Yeah, New York's good.
And I was born here too.
Yeah.
So I came back home basically.
Mm-hmm.
The rest were born out in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicholas and I, when we were raising, he was raising Kal-El, named after Superman, and my daughter Kaylee grew up together, and he was doing Sorcerer's Apprentice, so he'd be in New York, we'd
Yeah.
have Sunday dinner together, and we got that for about 6 months.
Is he the youngest who dresses fun? Or
Who? What are you talking about?
Kal-El?
Nick's kid?
I
Yeah.
never heard that, but
I'm probably mixing
good
it up
kid,
with somebody else. Yeah.
Kaylee.
No sense of style though, but good kid.
Well, he grew. No, he
Wears a cape all the time. It's pretty weird.
No,
Thinks he
no,
could
they
fly.
grew up together though. They were very close.
Nice.
They
Yeah, that's
still are.
fun.
So they're going to probably spend some time together soon here.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's a couple years younger than Kaylee. you know.
Okay. They live in Vegas?
Yeah, they live in Vegas.
Okay.
So she'll go out there and go visit.
Yeah.
Nicholas
Yeah, that's fun.
has a place in L.A. too, I think, though.
Yeah.
Because there's so much work in. Well, there was.
Yeah.
There's not so much right now. There's less work in California, but a lot of his stuff is filmed
I
there
know
or here. in New
it
York.
seems like everything's moved out of. A lot of my comedians, or whatever, live in LA too. But I was there a couple of months ago, and they're like, "Yeah, all the acting's like in Atlanta now or New Mexico."
Atlanta's big.
Yeah.
My uncle opened a place down there, and he's got a hotel down there now, part of the family retreats he has. And you can go make a movie, and you can check into this hotel, and it has all the after production. And all that
Whoa,
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, so he's doing that.
Good for him.
Nice.
Yeah. That's a great area to act. It's union, so
Yeah,
for the
nice.
actors at least.
Nice. That's great.
So you can make a
Yeah,
good
at least
living doing
nice.
All right. Well, I think
all
we
right,
should
yeah.
call it. Mark, thank
Yeah.
you so much for
Yeah,
doing
thanks for
this.
having us. Thanks for reaching out, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll
Yeah.
get this out as quick as we
Staying on
can,
it.
and no one will be able to delete it.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be up by
What
next
did you
Monday.
think when I reached out to you guys? Well, the first
The
time.
first time, well, of course, we were like frightened,
Mortified.
We were like,
yeah, we're like,
so
oh
I am
no.
scary then. That wasn't that bad.
Well, it was like we were new to.
We just felt bad. We were like,
Yeah.
oh no, we just like slandered this guy. And
Yeah,
said
because
all
we're
this
just
shit.
we were just too random. We're just trying to make jokes, and you don't know how to work it with the theme, and then we get this response, and we're like, oh my god.
It was totally out. We did not expect anyone to reach out. So
Right. And then
Yeah.
the second time was just, I need your help now because they're overshadowing me. On
yeah, it's a
the
good
Yeah.
arc.
Yeah, it is a
was
good
nice
arc, yeah.
arc.
I have history
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You need help.
I was wondering too if you were. I was like, are you going to be mad at us for the first time this time? And
Well, it
now,
was too long ago.
yeah.
know.
Nice. All right.
I mean, I wanted to
The
talk
Cope doesn't
about
hold a
it.
grudge.
yeah.
Well, I do, but but I got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're later down the list.
Yeah.
Once I deal with Wikipedia,
Yeah, then
I'll
we'll
shut
talk.
this podcast down.
Nah. You guys got a good following, though. I mean, it depends on each episode is different. You see
Yeah.
like 19,000 followers in one, but maybe 271.
Yeah, I know.
It depends on what they're interested in.
Yeah, totally.
Mostly our feet.
Yeah, a lot of feet stuff.
The historic stuff is very good, though.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
thank
Yeah,
you.
I think I think with each episode, hopefully learning to be funnier and
You
figure
do
it
the
out.
Booth Brothers. You did that, right?
Yes.
That was the first step.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, no, we didn't really. We covered Edwin as well as his sister Asia Booth.
Yeah. There's a sister in there too.
Yeah.
My dad wrote a whole book on Lincoln and the
Oh, wow.
booth and all that, and we want to get that published eventually.
Oh, nice.
It tells
Cool.
a story about he said there were 3 brothers, but I don't know that that's Junius, but he wasn't a brother.
Junior.
Junior.
Oh,
Junie.
He might not be a brother though. He might
Rings
be
a
like
faint bell.
uncle or I don't know.
Yeah.
There were 3 actors though. One
Yeah,
did movies
yeah.
out in California, and then the 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting.
We should probably redo some of the older ones just because the audio quality's not.
And yeah, we're
not great.
Yeah,
It's not too bad though, and you can
Yeah.
enhance it a bit.
I think before too we were more of a. Sometimes we could be too book reporty, and now I think we've gotten much funnier.
Well, you do your research. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
impressed with that too. I mean,
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't all accurate on me. It's
Yeah.
still
Well,
enough, though.
we're
You
going
did the
by what's
work.
out there, so.
Yeah, it's hard.
It was interesting because halfway into the interview, you started talking about KGB in San Diego, but you would, the station I was doing middays on.
Oh, yeah,
Most important
yeah.
one to me growing up. And they fired me, by the way, so thanks a lot.
Oh, what the? Yeah, fake.
Yeah, come on. You're erasing me. On
Really
radio.
twisting the knife.
Yeah.
But it was, I love that station because I was on there for 14 years
Wow.
from here. And, we got a following and stuff there. And then they just fired everybody. So,
Oh wow, they just cut everybody loose.
Yeah.
Like locked doors kind of thing.
well, no, but they got a new program director in. I said, now, excuse me, but I've been on the air here for 14 years. Can you do? But they didn't answer. So,
Of course, classic Big Pigs.
well,
Well, what do you want people to follow you and your crew? We got the movie coming out about the cult, The Horrible
that's gonna
Truth,
be next
maybe
year, Horrible
relaunching.
Truth. I may also
Horrible Truth.
reset that up as a play and cast some other people in it, let them do it. They did it once before, and I had a guy playing my character, which is the researcher. So I want to have that done again. Maybe we'll do the play again, and then we'll do a found footage movie. I don't know. I mean, that became a genre like Blair Witch. I said, wow, we could do this with this and make a fortune. But now there's been too many of those found footage
Yeah.
movies.
I don't know. I like them.
They're great. I mean, I think it's a great genre.
Yeah.
I think some of them got too big. Like Chronicle, I think was a little over the top.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah. Well, it was okay, but it was too big.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Q104.3.
Q104.3. 106.7 Light FM. Christmas, I'll be playing the Christmas music, and I'm on
Nice.
KTU Saturday mornings, which
Nice.
is a pretty good shift, actually. So,
So
Oh,
keep
yeah.
keep an ear out for the Cope, everybody.
Yeah, please.
thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you,
Thanks for
Mark.
having us.
Follow the podcast at Overshadowed_podcast at Zach Russell Comedy.
At Charles_Ingle. And leave a review, subscribe, and keep telling your friends, people.
And if you have any feedback, anything you want to ask Mark, we're in contact. Send us an email.
Yeah.
Overshadowedpod@gmail.com. And if you want to be a part of the crusade to get Mark back into
Yeah.
Wikipedia, please let us know. We're recruiting now.
I need all the help I can.
Yeah.
Recruiting
It's
acolytes.
ridiculous.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
repopulating the pedia.
Yeah, we gotta find it. All right, Mark. Thank you again.
You can edit that pretty well, you think?
Yeah, totally.
My voice is a little hoarse when I'm not on the air. It's weird, but it's not much I can do with it.
Oh, no, it sounded great.
Yeah, all right. Sounds okay on